According to Baldwin, by the age of 65, an average woman would have lost $400,000, $51,000 over her working lifetime because of the earning gap. Today's world, women should deserve an equal pay for equal work. Women get paid less than men for doing the same amount of work in the same exact work. It's relevant in our equal society for our family, friends, and children. Women work just as hard as men, but get paid less just because they are women. They should get paid equally. We need all the support in the vote of the Equal Pay Act to gain our equal payments with men. Getting paid less in society under men in working places. The Equal Pay Act will help us get paid equally with men. Senator Tammy Baldwin is working for equalizing wages between men and women. With women getting the lower salaries, Baldwin believes that women should get paid equally because of the fair in society. If the equal gap was closed, women would have more opportunities. According to Baldwin, from Equal Work, Equal Pay, they would have an additional 4 months of daycare payment, which would equal around $2,500, and a 4-month student pay loan would equal around $1,352, plus more, which is a lot. Baldwin believes that American women work just as hard to achieve and for the economic uncertainty that they settle for. It's time to start having equal pay salaries between women and men. Baldwin announced, needed attention has been brought to this issue of discrimination and inequality at workplaces, an effort to strengthen economic security for women and men. Baldwin believes that recognize employers for excellence in their pay for practice. Women working some jobs as men and working the same job as men getting paid less in their salaries. Women are at high in their workplaces, the most high. In early history, that was not the same. Men were the dominant ones in society, and we women got paid less. This stigma carried on for the modern society. The reasoning behind the wage gap for the payments between men and women were from the National Committee in Pay Equality said even if they were equal in the value, women's jobs will still get paid less, saying if they value women and men as equally, women still says they would get paid less. The wage security hurts women, says the National Committee of Pay Equality. It hurts women in many ways, for their lifestyle, for the family, and for the living conditions. How much women get paid lower salaries than men, according to the Simple Truth About Gender Pay Gap says, in 2012, as in 2002, among full-time, year-round women working were paid 77% of what men were getting paid. And also from the Simple Truth About Gender Pay Gap, they said women in every state experience the same wage gap, but in some states were different than others. Some states would pay less than other states, and some states would have women getting paid better, I would say, than other states, but still unequally. Even through women at the full-time in their workplaces, with not getting equal salaries, it makes the living condition a little harder for women. with their families. The Equal Pay Act in 1963 was started and was the first step of getting equal pay between women and men. The equal pay rates between women and men, according to the Equal Pay Act, it requires the women and men to be given equal pay for equal work for the same establishment. Also, from them, it is the pay. Their pay is through the women's pay is through their skill, effort, responsibility, work ethics in their establishments through their working. So they're getting just on how they're working, and then from how they're working is what they're going to get paid this equally. From the Equal Pay Act through Perez, a woman deserves equal pay for equal work. It's time to do with workplaces that belong in Batman episode, says Obama. So Obama thinks that highly believes that women should get paid just as equally as women should get paid. Perez announced in 1963 women were earning an average of 59 cents to the dollar compared to men. But today, women earn about 81 cents to the dollar of men today. So it has gone higher, and it has made a difference between 59% and 81%. Although we are still lower than men, it is gradually getting higher. With the Equal Pay Act, women have increased their salaries from years ago, but still underneath men's pay rate. It continues to work towards equalizing pay rate. The equalized paying. With women getting paid less than men, it causes many issues. At their highest pay work in their workplace, but in history it wasn't like that. History, it was much lower, and it affected their families, the women's families, in many ways. The Equal Pay Act, helping equalize men and women's salaries, has changed a lot through the histories of men and women getting paid equally or unequally. Women should get paid equally, just as men, for doing the same amount of work and working just as hard as they do. We should not get paid just because we're paid less, just because we're women. From the support of others and the vote of the Equal Pay Act will help us change the inequality for payments. Remember, everyone should get equal share, no matter what gender, race, or age. We all work just as hard as each other to earn that pay equally.